Fox 66 News with Sean Lafferty, meteorologist Tom Atkins, and Craig Smiley with sports. You're watching Fox 66 News first at 10.
Being schooled, Erie High School's getting a visit from the man who says they may have to be shut down. Good evening. We'll have that story in just a moment. But first tonight, a crash sending one person to the hospital and leaving part of Erie in the dark. It's breaking news at 10 o'clock. You're looking live at the scene in the 1400 block of Parade Street. This accident reported just before 9:30 tonight after a car apparently slammed into a power pole. That caused the pole to snap in two, leaving a transformer hanging and power out in that part of the city. Erie police have blocked off Parade Street from East 12th to East 16th Streets. They've also asked for traffic barricades at East 14th and German Streets. We're told now there was one person injured. According to Emergicare, that victim has been taken to UPMC Hammett. There's no word at this hour on how long it'll take to clean up this scene or how long the streets will be blocked off. Erie School District Superintendent visits every high school today in the district, addressing the financial crisis and the possibility of closing the school's doors.
We already have the
students say they've known the district has been in financial trouble for years. They've watched elementary schools close, programs get cut, and teachers laid off.
We deserve the same amount of support as much as each and every other district does.
Students backed their superintendent at Monday's assembly.
I'm tired of taking things away from students who deserve more, and I need your help.
Like Batum, students say they are fed up with cuts.
Well, I feel like honestly it's outrageous. Who in their right mind actually decides to close down all the high schools in the district?
We just continue to be cut, and it's not the students' fault, and we're the ones that are being punished.
They say they deserve actual sport facilities, buildings that aren't falling apart, and updated technology that other districts get.
It's really just a pitiful thing that, you know, the schools that work really hard but don't have the funding to be able to get that chance to succeed as much as the other ones that get more money.
That's just been very, very frustrating to see what the other districts around us get, and then to, talk about closing our 4 high schools.
Bottoms is encouraging all students to come out to Wednesday's meeting where the school board will decide on whether to make more cuts or to pass an unbalanced budget.
We're not sure what the ramifications of that sort of a vote would be, but at this point I can't advocate cutting any more services or resources from our students.
Bottoms told students Harrisburg is watching and that they need to see the district cares.
We're going to carry this to Harrisburg. So thank you.
Jess Daldrick, Fox 66 News.
With the possibility that the Erie School District could close its high schools, the Mill Creek School Board reacts tonight, saying they have to take this into consideration. Caroline Collins was at tonight's board meeting. She joins us now in the control room after talking to the superintendent and the board president. Caroline?
Good evening, Sean. Erie School District is talking about shutting down all 4 of its high schools in their district. That would mean those students would have to attend school in other districts, one of those districts possibly being Mill Creek. The superintendent and school board president say McDowell High School is already at its capacity, and adding additional students would be a struggle. This all happening as Mill Creek School Board passes a $95 million budget for the 2016-2017 school year. In the budget, a real estate tax increase of about 1.45%. This means about a $19 increase for a $100,000 house in the district. They say adding additional students come the 2017-2018 school year could possibly require them to raise taxes again. With more students, they say more supplies will have to be purchased, including desks, computers, and even iPads.
It's going to have to be discussed whether the state can help provide that funding. I mean, this is brand new territory. I'm not sure where we're going to get all this extra material. And also, what are we going to do with it, when things settle down?
We would, if we had to take kids, we would take them enthusiastically, and we would provide them a world-class education here in Mill Creek.
Again, this is all just talks in case Erie School District does shut down their high schools. Superintendent Hall says they probably wouldn't have a choice and would have to take those students coming from the Erie School District. Sean.
Caroline Collins reporting tonight. Thank you, Caroline. Let's turn to weather now. This is a good topic. Another very nice day with a taste of summer on the way. Meteorologist Tom Atkins here now with your Fox First forecast. And Tom, put a smile on our faces.
That's right. Those of you wishing for some warmer and, well, somewhat drier weather, yeah, it's definitely going to be warmer. Let's check out State Street there, and as you can see, a very tranquil scene. We've got storm trackers showing nothing in our area. It's all over central, eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and the temperatures up somewhat from recent nights, 56 to 62 degrees, as you can see, a little bit higher in some places and a lot higher in others. So the warming trend is on. We're looking at moonlit skies tonight, abundant sunshine tomorrow, temperatures progressively getting warmer, the air getting more humid, and of course that will spark some chances for thunderstorms, as they do when that happens, but also plenty of dry time. We'll talk about it later in the show. Back to you, Sean.
Thank you, Tom. A bomb threat evacuates Tracy Elementary School in Mill Creek Township and schools across a big part of the U.S. today. Mill Creek police say shortly before noon, the secretary at Tracy Elementary received a bomb threat, the district evacuating the students and administrators to nearby Our Lady's Christian School. Mill Creek police and the Erie International Airport K-9 unit were called in to clear and search the school building. Now, nothing was found. Authorities are now investigating whether similar threats at schools from Utah to Vermont were related. The retrial of a man acquitted of homicide begins today. Keith Horton was found not guilty of criminal homicide for the shooting death of R.B. Wilson. However, a jury declared a mistrial for the charges of voluntary manslaughter, aggravated assault, and possessing instruments of crime. Horton is being retried on those charges. Jury selection began this morning. Opening arguments started this afternoon. Meanwhile, the trial begins for Joshua Walker, accused of beating 39-year-old David McClendon Tate. Officials say Tate died of blunt force trauma to the head. His body found on a sidewalk near the intersection of Delaware and Ottawa Avenues on the west side. Jury selection began this morning. Opening arguments followed. We already know heroin use is a rising epidemic in Erie County and all over the country. But now a new problem is adding additional danger: overdosing behind the wheel. Leanne Stuck tells us it happens more often than you might think.
They go behind the wheel while they're using heroin. They start out, they're fine, and then all of a sudden it's an overdose and they crash like we had last.
It is a scary situation that is on the rise and has happened twice in Erie County just this month, finding more traffic accidents caused by drugs than those without.
And then we're finding drug paraphernalia inside the car, and most commonly needles still stuck in the operator of that car, which caused the accident.
Stancliffe Hose Company's assistant chief saying the station receives 5 calls a day for overdoses alone. And police say drug-related accidents are becoming more common than alcohol-related accidents.
Well, we know over the last 2 months we've had basically 40 DUI arrests, but we're not sure how many were involved with accidents. But it is, like I said earlier, much more frequent that they are under influence of narcotics rather than alcohol.
It is a growing epidemic, putting drivers on the road at risk.
And it is very alarming. It's going up every day. The calls are increasing for those overdoses. But again, the traffic accidents that are around are alarming, because not only they're out in the public, but now they're affecting other people.
Leanne Stuck, Fox 66 News.
A local group looking to make changes to their neighborhoods by the bay. At tonight's Our West Bayside meeting, the organization listened to recommendations of city architects. Cleveland-based group presented ideas for the neighborhoods that sit in the area from West 12th Street to the Bayfront, from Sassafras to West 8th and the Bayfront Highway. The areas of focus are broken into 10 quarter-mile segments. The recommendations are ideas that can be put into action with volunteers and little money.
I'm looking forward to a safer, brighter, vibrant neighborhood. I'm looking forward to seeing more civic engagement as people begin to feel and see the changes that happen physically.
The final recommendations will be made at the end of June. It's been an exciting day at Edinboro University. The Board of Governors announcing the school's new president. Dr. H. Fred Walker becomes Edinboro's 18th president. He's currently the Dean of the College of Applied Science and Technology at the Rochester Institute of Technology. Walker served 9 years in the U.S. Navy and 8 years as a professor at the University of Southern Maine.
It's been so warm and welcoming so far in my visit to Edinboro. The people have been so gracious and humble, and so now it's time to start the heavy lifting of the job. So
Board of Governors chairman telling Fox 66 Dr. Walker has more than 20 years experience as a college administrator. The horse races are back at Presque Isle Downs and Casino with some big money on the line tonight. Beautiful night at Presque Isle Downs. Spectators filling the racetrack, enjoying the first Monday night of the new racing season. Tonight's feature race, the $100,000 Tom Ridge Stakes. The 100-date race schedule running through October will feature racing Sunday through Thursday evenings. Fans say there's nothing like it on a warm night.
It was a beautiful night, opening night, so we thought we'd bring the kids, and they love to watch the horses run and come out and enjoy the evening.
I've been to a few other tracks, and this is a beautiful track. It's a beautiful facility.
Family nights at the racetrack are Sundays and Wednesdays. Craig will have much more coming up in sports.
The first verdict in the high-profile Freddie Gray case is handed down. I'm Joel Waldman in Baltimore. We'll have the details of that story straight ahead.
A friendly competition made its way through Erie today. We'll take you to the Everyone Loves Kids Charity Challenge.
Plus some major overtime. One soccer match lasting 5 days. The sheer number of people involved might astound you.